This valley were carved, and not by man neither. The Eye of the Storm! This were forbidden. But what's one more taboo broken? gem for a big brute. Reckon it's mine now.
Yeah. Who goes there? This ruby is beautiful and quite haunting. Perhaps it is simply my imagination, but I feel as if there is something staring back at me from deep inside. Impressive, young one. Now we have everything we need to recreate the Horn of the Vastiri. It'll take a bit of carving. I think the flame ruby goes here. Imbue the essence of water with the proper motions. Maybe I'll just tighten that there. Snap that off. Oh, I hope that wasn't important. All right. It's a bit like the original horn. If my fingers were more nimble, I could have done better. This won't blow a gale across the entire Vastiri, but it will serve our purpose. Here, take it. You retraced Orbala's journey, so you should be the one to sound the horn.
The Marraketh honor me. Now to prove I'm worthy of it.
It is time to use the reforged Horn of the Vastiri to open the way through. Prepare yourself. War is nigh.
Between us now.
I am hesitant to allow you access to sacred Deshar, but better a single Jingak than an army of spiteful enemies. Our city of the dead must be protected, no matter the cost.
As we approach Deshar, I feel I must ask something of you once more. There is someone I care about. Let us leave it at that. I have learned she went on a lone journey to the Spires 3 moons past, and she has not returned. The others cannot know of this, for there was neither sickness nor injury involved. Do you understand? I simply wish to know the truth of what happened, to end the pain of not knowing. If you happen to find Lailuma's body in the dunes below the Spires, and if you bring me something of hers, then I will know. If you do not, then no one ever will. Those Marraketh that prove themselves in life earn burial in the sky, but the weak and unfortunate have a tradition of their own. Because they are not allowed to rest above, when they feel sickness or injury taking hold, they leap from the windswept heights of Deshar to the dunes below. Though their bodies will still be lost in the sands, our greatest fear, lying at the base of honor, is the next best thing to lying upon it. You can understand why I was concerned that Lailuma chose to travel there alone. Now the sandstorm is cleared. We have a chance to chase down Jamanra. Though I am not gifted with sight, I clearly see the dangers ahead of us. You must keep your wits about you. Warm nights.
The path to Deshar has been opened. Infiltrate the towers and stop the Farad'n from feeding the beast.
To be laid to rest in the sky. The wind howls! It's thinner up here. Makes me heart ache for home.
You found a letter? For your sake, do not speak of its contents. I will burn it. When I have the opportunity, I intend to return to Deshar and mark the location of Lailuma's body. A stone, perhaps. Something inconspicuous. Others will not know, but I will. She will be remembered.
What? Ah, Deshar, the city of the dead. In these harrowing times, one could be forgiven for thinking the risen dead live there, if that form of existence can even be called living. No, no. Long before we had to worry about the dead rising, we built towering spires to return our people to the sky. Our honored dead lie openly, enjoying the sun, not hidden from it under the earth. Over time, they are scoured away, becoming the wind and sand you feel on your skin at this very moment. Deshar is our most sacred monument. I myself will soon make the journey there once I train a replacement. Most do wait for their bodies to fail, but I would prefer to meet death on my feet. Who knows, I may even be the first mortal to win my battle and defeat Nakrata in spiritual combat. It might not look like it now, but I was a rather powerful sorceress in my time.
Whisper of the storm!
You are relentless. But that which you threatened to me, time of the fighting is nigh.
The Ferryden have assembled a tremendous dreadnought, a war caravan larger than we have ever seen. As we speak, it is barreling through the heart of the Vestiri, leaving devastation in its wake.
Right then. To war.
We now have their trail. They will not escape. You have your orders. Ready yourself. We must prevail, no matter what.
Jamanra dies again this day. The wind howls. Come on! Now it ends. Take this.
again. The fool under the hooded one's sway. Do you even know what he is? No matter. You'll find my king far more capable than Count Gianor.
The signal of the bow before your king. But to this dark we will return. What is ours?
Wind fury!
For my people!
Zala! She's still breathing.
This is not over. Not yet.
Jamanra! I return you to the abyss of death!
It is done. The war is over. I have given him an honorable death. This may prove to heal the wound between the Ferelden and the Marraketh. Return with me. I must address my people.
The risen king is dead once again. His tale is yet another tragic outcome of the harsh desert. At least this time the death was honorable. Asala did this intentionally, and I admire her for it. The Ferelden have already begun the process of taking his body to Deshar for a proper sky burial. Asala allowed this. It feels like we could be stepping into the light of a new era for the Marraketh. Sans guides you.
Care for a story?
Yes. The Marraketh abandoned us, but there is beauty in their strict traditions. They do not have a choice. The desert is a harsh sekema, as they say. Uniting as one people, combining our resources, that is the only way we can all live in peace. Scylla.
Welcome.
My worst fears have been realized. The beast is beyond our means now. You're right. I have not been entirely forthcoming. It is time I told you who I truly am. I am a god. I am the thief of virtue. I am sin. And I have failed once again. It was I who created the beast. The seed of corruption that now threatens to grow anew. And it is my responsibility. As it is my creation that once again threatens all of Rayclast, it is by my hand that it must be contained. All I can ask is that, knowing who I am, you still see the importance of our task. The beast has grown beyond our ability to contain it. We must search for something greater than we currently possess, something that can drain its power and bring it back to a more manageable form. While I slumbered under the numbing effects of corruption, there was an empire that mastered the use of that deadly energy. We must go to the jungles of the long-ago Val. their ruins may yet hold the secrets we need. That is where we must go, to the sunken city of Utsa. It is our only hope. Quickly. I am thousands of years old. I was mortal first, but then I was deified against my will by my brother. But that is a story for another time. I spent my early divine life in Keth. I loved and was loved. I even had a daughter. This shrine depicts them both. They were revered by the Naraketh. Garrikon was the true jewel of the Vastiri, at least to me. Divine love is much like mortal love, at least from what I can remember. And we were happy for a time longer than the lives of many mortal men. The time came, however, when love was not enough. Her humanity sifted through the cracks of her life like fine sand, leaving a divine shell that held her image, but nothing of her soul. It is a trap, you see. Divinity. Faith empowers, but faith also shapes. To gather more power, a god must play the part, becoming more and more the icon their followers perceive. When does perception become reality? It's impossible to pinpoint, and that's the most sinister thing about it. You never know the moment you cross the line. You want the truth? I betrayed her, and had her killed. There are not enough excuses in all of Rayclast to make up for what I did. I thought it was the right thing to do at the time. I thought it was the only way to save humanity. And yet, here we are again, chasing the beast and fighting for the fate of the world. I am beginning to suspect that the cycle of history may never end, unless we surpass ourselves and find another way. But until we do, we will solve this the only way we know how, with violence. Thank you.
Welcome. Jamanra is back where he belongs. I have given him a proper death. By removing his head, I acknowledged him, though he was never a king, despite what the Ferelden may choose to believe. Those who have survived this war will be given a choice. It would be a waste to kill the Ferelden who have proven themselves in battle. They may choose to be acknowledged, to have a place at the table, or they can remain outcasts. Either way, it is time to write a new chapter. Who knows what the future holds? After what has happened here, the other Akaras must consider joining the Ardura. I intend to be persuasive. Fight to the last.